And this is true. Like we, and especially this last couple of years, especially ever since the pandemic, there have been so many conversations about finding culturally relevant mental health resources. But
Mm-hmm.
what I find fascinating about SAFR is, yes, you're touching on health and wellness, but you're also looking at, like you mentioned, artists and writers can be on here,
Mm-hmm.
collectives and organizations, products, learning, publications, you name it. So how important for you
Mm-hmm.
to include all these different categories?
Mm. So at first it was about the health and wellness. And then I realized that everything that's in this database, I think can contribute to your health and wellness. In the simple fact of, let's say, going to the products tab on this database and finding makeup and skincare that is made for brown skin and feeling seen in that, and seeing names of products that touch on your language or your mother tongue, just seeing yourself out there in the world and seeing things that affirm your space and your identity, being able to find a product that is going to match your skin tone, isn't going to leave a white cast, getting candles that have scents that remind you of growing up because there's spices that go into tea, like all of this stuff. Just, I think it's so affirming and so empowering and can hopefully help people to connect with their culture on a deeper level, or to find products that maybe they didn't think South Asian folks were in that market, right? So yeah.
And I think that's the thing, like I think of even like a lot of the makeup brands, they're making it a point to be much more inclusive. Remember, there was a time where they really focused on particular skin tones, but there'd be
Yeah.
those of us kind of like in between being like, okay, that's still not quite right. That's too light or that's a little bit too dark, like the in
Mm-hmm.
between.
Mm-hmm.
So did you also have that in mind, like that representation, right? We always talk about representation. I mean, how important is it to have that in like all aspects?
Yeah, I think that was a big driving force when I started to expand this to other avenues. Was one thing, it's about to be summer now, right? It's super sunny in the lower mainland, and sunscreen, getting sunscreen that is not going to give you a white cast. And tons of people of color struggle with something like this. But you deserve to have something that's going to protect your skin and also honor your skin and let your skin shine and its true skin tone, right? So I thought that, yeah, including these not only for South Asian people, but for people of color who may want to take a look at this resource and see what other options are available. And also just to become more aware of all the amazing thing that South Asian folks are doing, like, wellness initiatives, different music groups, learning apps for folks who want to maybe learn the language that they grew up around or that they grew up with and lost, like I did in my case. And now I'm in Punjabi lessons again. But without knowing where to find that, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So,
And I think that's the part that's really sweet because I always feel like, especially me, like I'm somebody who really wants to like work on my Punjabi. And I saw SAFR and I
yeah,
was like, cool, here's a bunch of
yeah,
resources because I'm trying to ask a bunch of people. All like, I don't know, it's all for kids. So
yeah.
it's nice to see that there's that range. Now, if people want to be a part of the SAFR database, and I guess you say SAFR spelled SAFR, how
Mhm.
can they?
So if they go to the database, there's a couple of different ways that they can request to be included. So they can email me directly. My email is roshniriar@gmail.com, just my first and last name. They can find me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram as well. They can also use the contact function in my website. And hopefully, as this grows, which it has been really growing, which I am so happy to see that it's resonating with so many people. I'd love to take it to a different level. So maybe it becomes an interactive website where people can contact the website directly and then we can start inputting things through there. But for right now, yeah, just shoot me a message. Let me know who you are, what you do, and where we can find you. And yeah, I want anyone who wants to be included in it. So
And actually, I want to talk a bit more. What's the reaction been ever since you put this post out there?
Um, honestly, when I made it, like I thought, okay, well, all my friends are going to be really happy about this, and it'll be like something I pass around to my social circle. Um, but there's just been such an outpouring of support, and also an outpouring of uh, wanting and needing to see this in the world. And that is what I think really, really underscored why I did this, because I didn't see something like this out in the world. And to see so many people go, this is exactly what I needed. I wanted to find a South Asian naturopath, a South Asian nutritionist, all of these things. Like, it's been so heartwarming, and it's amazing to see people engaging with it, requesting to be a part of it, sharing it to other people. The conversations that are happening have been just amazing. Yeah.
It's so beautiful. I love this. I want to remind people, we just spoke to Roshni Riar. She is a poet and honestly a genius, if you ask me. She's the creator of SAFR, SAFR, a database that'll provide a central place for South Asian folks to find resources and community that both feel culturally safer and adequately match their needs. Roshni, thank you so much for joining us. You take care and all the best.
Thank you.